Can this podcast go viral like today's snack?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Aw, yeah, welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Dad.
Yeah, bud.
So, when I did laundry, I thought that the dryer was shrinking my clothes, but it was the refrigerator.
What?
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
No. Like, you know how if you, put wet clothes into the refrigerator, they'll freeze?
The freezer, maybe, sure.
It will shrink them.
Because things shrink when they get cold?
Yeah. But if you put it in the dryer, oh my god, that one took you a long time to understand.
I still don't get it.
Oh gosh.
I think the other one was better.
I don't like that one though, because I don't understand it.
Well, anyway, that was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via Twitter at JunkFeudPod or via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz,
Yeah.
welcome back to the world's yeetest podcast.
No, I told you to stop doing that.
I think I'm going to say that every week now.
No.
I'm excited about the show today.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, this is a big day for us. We're going to talk about our first viral snack. That's a
Yes.
weird thing for me to say.
This
a
is-
viral snack.
This is something that I'll probably have to talk more about on this one.
Yeah, I think so. But doesn't it sound gross, a viral snack? Like you wouldn't want to eat a snack that's a virus or has a virus in it, right? That would be disgusting.
Dad.
Yeah?
That's not what viral means.
What do you think viral means?
Viral means something that has gone, I guess that could be what it means actually. Because it's it's a popular, spread off of something.
Yeah. It's based on the concept of viral marketing. Do you know what viral marketing is?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's something that is fast growing in marketing.
Sure. You know what regular marketing is, right? Where
Yes.
You advertise things that you want people to be aware of and buy.
Yes.
Well, viral marketing takes advantage of this idea of a network effect of social media, usually.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a direct person-to-person connection. This used to be called things like word of mouth or grassroots marketing campaigns, but you can do those kinds of things even easier and faster now because everybody's online together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viral marketing is so termed. It's named after viral contagion effects. It mimics the way that contagion brings viruses from person to person based on contact or infection.
Yeah.
So we're currently going through a viral pandemic in the world.
Well, it's slowing down.
Thank goodness.
But now there's a new one.
Yeah, what's that?
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox. How does that spread? Same way, right? Person-to-person
Probably.
contact.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the idea. People now think viral marketing is just anything that's popular. When something's popular, you say that it went viral, right?
Yeah. On the news, if you watch the news, we don't watch the news in this house.
Right.
Because it scares me and my brother.
Okay.
Anyway, but now you'll hear the news person say, the newscaster say, they'll be like, this viral spread of the monkeypox or the coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah.
Because those are actual viruses like microorganisms.
Yeah.
That spread from person to person and they make people sick. The idea behind viral marketing is that an idea about something that you would want to pay money for or buy would spread from person to person. So they're looking for things like brand awareness.
Yeah.
It started out kind of in the 1990s, around the time that the internet was rising in popularity. Viral marketing obviously was rising coincidentally with the internet as a thing, a place where people would gather and share and spread ideas.
Which started off good and then became just a bunch of people being stupid.
What, like the whole internet, you mean?
Yeah, basically.
And social media and just about everything else that people are involved in?
Yeah, we don't do social media except for the podcast. That's the only reason we have social media.
Yeah, that's right. You know what we do have?
What?
We have video games in the house. We have a PlayStation. One of the first uses of a viral marketing strategy was related to the launch of the PlayStation 1. Do you remember that?
Nope.
No, because that was a little bit before your time. We ended up getting a PlayStation 1. We were generally speaking in a Nintendo household growing up. We had an NES, and then we got a Sega Genesis and not a Super Nintendo. Then we went back to Nintendo for the Nintendo 64. And then we sort of skipped a generation because we ended up getting a used PlayStation 1 later on just to play Metal Gear Solid.
We also have a Wii.
And now we have a Wii, and Chase has a Switch, and
Fortnite has caused some issues with him.
yeah, he's 7, so he's not allowed to play Fortnite. But it was kind of like a watershed in video gaming around the generation that the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64 came around, because that was the first time that you could see, like, I don't know what to call it besides 3D gaming.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really a big deal to see 3D open world platformers. Mario 64 was, for anybody that was there, it was an absolute revolution in video games.
Yeah.
Now you guys just kind of take that for granted, though.
I think you also kind of spoil us with video games because that's what you like.
Well, sure. I mean, we spoil each other with all the things that we like.
Yeah.
Which is why I have to eat these disgusting sour candies today.
They're not sour. They just promote it like that to make people want to get it.
I mean, it says on the bottle, sour rolling liquid candy.
Dad, you're kind of saying what we're going.
Oh, I know. I'm doing your thing. I'm spoiling what we're doing today.
That's not... No, that's my thing. You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, if you were around in the 1990s and like 1996, you might have seen some email marketing campaigns that were spoiling the use of new email systems, because that was one of the first business cases for viral marketing. That was kind of a rough segue there, huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Hotmail?
Yeah.
Hotmail.com?
Yeah.
Okay. So in 1996, 97, Hotmail was sort of like a fledgling web-based email system.
Yeah.
But what they did was pretty clever. At the end of every message that you sent, you see now sometimes when you get you don't get a lot of emails, but if you got an email and somebody sent it from their phone and they forgot to turn the tag off, it'll say at the bottom, like, sent from my iPhone, right?
Yeah.
That used to be when people had BlackBerries for work.
What's a BlackBerry?
A BlackBerry was one of the first kinds of smartphones. They were mostly used for business enterprise. I don't know, like pre-iPhone, 15 to 20 years ago.
Did it look like a BlackBerry?
It did not look like the actual fruit, the BlackBerry. It looked like a phone with a keyboard on the bottom.
Oh, wait, Grammy used to have that. She kept it in her drawer.
Yeah, it was close
and
to
it. It was like a regular phone, but the bottom slid out.
Oh, right. Yeah, that wasn't a BlackBerry, but it was the same idea. There was a physical keyboard integrated into it.
Oh.
So anyway, if you would send an email from the BlackBerry, there would be a little tag at the bottom of every email that would say, sent from my BlackBerry device. Or like for people that wanted to show off and flex that they had an iPhone when the first few iPhones came out, if you sent a message from it, it would say, sent from my iPhone at the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, Hotmail had done that in 1996 and 1997 as a way of promoting their new service. Every email that you sent from Hotmail would say at the bottom, like, sent from my hotmail.com email address. Get yours for free here at hotmail.com or whatever. Do you know that was my first email address ever, was a Hotmail email address?
I think we still have Hotmail.
I still have an active Hotmail email address. That's where I send all like the junk mail from things that I buy online too.
Oh.
Junk Feud and junk mail.
Really?
Yeah, I still have it. I opened it in 1996 when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, yikes. You're so old.
Yes. You know what? You keep saying that. Well, I guess it's time, since I spoiled it already, to start talking about our snack this week.
Can I say?
Yeah, you can say it for sure.
So this week is slime liquors.
Yeah, it says on the bottle here, toxic waste, slime liquor, sour rolling liquid candy. That's a mouthful.
I don't think they're that sour. They just kind of taste like a sugary, like liquid almost.
Well, I've never had them, so I don't want to spoil it too much, because we're going to try them live on the show this week.
I've had them many times.
You've had them many times.
This will be my dad's first time trying it.
Yeah, I'm not terribly excited about this. I like sour candy, but I don't like it the way that kids like do sour candy challenges where they'll eat like an entire fistful of Warheads or something like that.
Oh yeah, we got these like at my friend's birthday party. She gave out these little like gifts, and she gave me 2 containers of toxic waste, and I still have not been able to swallow or eat a whole one yet.
Yeah, and that's a good way to talk about today's candy, because the toxic waste sour drops that you got from that birthday party are made by the same company that makes toxic waste slime liquors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same kind of candies. We did a little bit of research into the background of this company. According to conveniencestorenews.com, toxic waste slime liquors were probably launched around 2015. Liz?
Really?
Yeah, you were alive in 2015. What do you remember from that year? This isn't going to be like when I say, what do you remember from, the 1920s when Oreos were launched, or the 1910s?
My brother was born.
Your brother was born in 2015. What else was going on in 2015?
Jurassic World in the theaters.
Jurassic World was in theaters. I think that might have been the highest grossing movie that year. Or maybe it was Force Awakens. I don't know if that was the same year or not. Might have been.
Apparently there were terrorist attacks.
Yeah, there were a lot of terrorist attacks going on in 2015. We don't have to talk about that, do we?
No, we probably shouldn't.
Hamilton debuted on Broadway later that year.
Hamilton.
We watched.
I don't like that movie that much.
You didn't like the movie of Hamilton? Of the movie of the play that we watched on Disney Plus?
Actually, it wasn't horrible, but I'm probably not going to watch it again unless it's like 3 against 1, like that kind of thing.
You love the songs though.
Yeah, I do like the songs a lot.
You sing about the Schuyler sisters all the time.
The Schuyler sisters, Angelica, Peggy, Eliza.
Yeah, very nice.
Eliza!
Oh, that was not as nice.
Ooh, Trump and Kanye both announced their presidential bids.
Yeah, 2015 was when the world kind of turned itself on its head a little bit. Donald Trump and Kanye West both announced that they were going to run for president. And one of them,
Kanye West, he ran for president?
Well, sort of. He didn't actually file to run for president the right way, so he was not on ballots. I mean, I guess people wrote him in.
I cannot see Kanye West being president.
What do you think would happen if Kanye was president? What kinds of changes might we see in the country and the world? It would at least be interesting, if nothing else, right?
There would probably be a lot more fun.
Okay.
And there would be, all pop music would be canceled. And only rap would be out.
Do you think we would change the national anthem from the Star Spangled Banner to like Jesus Walks or something?
It would probably be like, oh, say, do you see Kanye?
Oh, he would put his name into the
he's trying to get as much popularity as he can from presidents.
Well, yeah, that's, I think maybe Donald Trump kind of did the same thing, huh?
Yeah.
So that was 2015 when the Slime Lickers candy probably came out. They were made by a company that's called Candy Dynamics, which it doesn't say that anywhere on the branding. It just says toxic waste. And I mean, maybe there's some fine print, but we didn't find it. Candy Dynamics is a company out of Indiana that was probably founded around 2006 or 2007 by a guy named Richard Deere. Richard Deere had a few failed companies before he founded Candy Dynamics. He used to market energy supplements out of his garage in Indiana, but he really hit with this toxic waste line of candy. Yeah. Now, there's not a whole lot that's published about the company that I can find. On their own about page for toxic waste brand candies, they only list 2 candies. One is the Slime Lickers bottles.
Yes.
And the other gives you a 404 error page, which just says like somebody forgot to change the redirect for that link that you click on. And then there's also this weird little thing. It looks like a patch of green slime and it says do not touch. And then if you drag your mouse over it, the graphic just kind of jiggles back and forth like it's slime, but you can't actually click on it and doesn't actually do anything.
Nice.
Yeah, for the most part, it looks just like a bunch of reposts or reblogs of social media advertisements trying to recapture the viral nature of the popularity of these candies.
Nice.
So when we were trying to find out a little bit more about this, we found some press releases that the company had put out where they were talking about this viral success on TikTok mostly of the slime liquor bottles. And they said that toxic waste candies have an edgy approach that appeals to kids in non-traditional ways. What do you think something like that means? That sounds like a bunch of business jargon to me.
Like, when I hear that, it kind of sounds like it sounds like something you wouldn't have.
Okay.
Like as a kid.
Oh, right. So like if a candy was edgy, maybe you shouldn't have it. It's not like just a lollipop or an M&M or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be something different and that might feel like a little bit forbidden almost.
Yeah.
How would a candy appeal to kids in non-traditional ways? How would a candy traditionally appeal to children's sensibilities?
Sweet.
Sweet, sure. So like a typical sweet candy, chocolate or sugar-based.
Sour.
Maybe some sourness, sure.
Bitter.
A little bit of bitter. There could be some bitter, like maybe like a black licorice flavor.
Ugh.
I don't know that's, I mean, that's maybe traditional, but not in the good way.
Ew.
Yeah, I think part of the edgy appeal for these candies is the sourness. Now, these are contemporary candies, like modern now. This one has been around for about 7 years or so. When I was a kid, edgy candies were things like candy cigarettes, which I can't believe that those still exist. You can still buy candy cigarettes in candy stores. I think they call them like candy sticks now, but very clearly they're meant to mimic a cigarette box with long sticks of white sugary powdery candy inside. That's kind of wild.
Yikes.
Yeah, there were also I remember there were a lot of booger-based candies when I was little.
That's what I was reading.
Yeah, does that sound kind of gross?
I would never.
There were like gummy candies that were green and meant to look like snot. Some of them even, I think, I used to get these at the Rite Aid in town. I would walk up there and get booger candies that came in like a little plastic nose, and you would pick the boogers out of the nose and eat them.
Ew.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That
isn't it?
reminds me of the thing where it's like the toilet with the lollipop plungers and you stick it in the toilet
Oh, that's right.
with the sugar.
You know what? There was a gross, like, we've talked about Fun Dip on this show and how you're not really crazy about Fun Dip, but the concept of taking something like a candy and dipping it into a sugary powder that Fun Dip does, that's pretty universal. There was one when I was growing up that was a lollipop, and the lollipop was in the shape of a foot, and you would lick the foot and you would dunk it into the powder, and the powder was supposed to be like the toe jam between the toes on the foot.
Ew.
I mean, it tasted good. It was just sugar, but it was really disgusting.
Ew.
So I think that's probably what they're talking about when they say in their press release that they have an edgy approach that appeals to kids in non-traditional ways.
Yeah.
But I think really the big appeal is the sourness, because they're marketing the toxic waste sour candies and the toxic waste slime liquors. There are like waves of popularity that sour candies go through. When I was a kid, I think the first one that was popular on the playground were Crybaby bubblegum candies.
What's that?
It was like a gumball, but it was coated in this very, very sour powder. So you would have to chew through the sourness to get to the sweet gumball that was inside. Those were really sour. We would do challenges where like we had to, I mean, we didn't call it a challenge then, but you would ask somebody if they could eat a Crybaby, and then you would watch their mouth pucker up. And
I love that face when I do that to my friends with the sour candies.
I know, and it's funny. There's like, you get a physical reaction to that too. When I just say the name Crybabies, it makes my mouth start watering like my body is getting ready to have something sour. It's gross.
It's like, it hurts here. What is that called?
It's like back where your salivary glands are.
Oh, it hurts almost.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that cool?
It's like, yuck.
And then after that, there were Warheads, which were a little bit more sour than Crybabies. Those were hard candies. Those are still around. I think Warheads are still popular.
Yeah, Warheads they're not really like popular, but they're still in stores. And
Well, they still exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was about 10 years ago that we started seeing these first toxic waste branded sour candies, and they were very sour. And in fact, as sort of like, again, a marketing campaign, they would carry warnings on them about how many that you should eat in a certain time period. They would say like, these are so sour, don't eat more than like 2 at a time, or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
And Liz, that wasn't just marketing. There was an article in the Unionville Times. It was written by a doctor of medical dentistry, so a dentist. And she was talking about how acidic the sour candies are, because the acidity, the acids that they add to them, mostly citric acid, are what gives it the sour taste. It's like the same kind of thing when you bite into a lemon, for example.
Yesterday, me and my friend did this like challenge. We both put a toxic waste in our mouth, and then we squirted a little bit of lime juice in it.
Oh, gross.
It was so sour.
Yeah, we're going to talk about kids and challenges and TikTok and viral marketing in just a minute. All of that sourness you were feeling in your mouth was based on the acidity level that you were getting from the candy itself, and then also you were adding some acidity from the lime juice. That's what gives you the sour flavor, and some of these sour candies are so acidic that they are almost as acidic as battery acid. Can you believe that?
Ooh, that's not good.
No, it's not. It's based on the pH of whatever the substance is that you're assessing, and pH is on a logarithmic scale. So like a pH of 1, for example, is 10 times more acidic than a pH of 2, which itself is 10 times more acidic than a pH of 3. So it jumps like by a factor of 10 every time.
So what's the most? 1?
So like 1 is the highest whole number on the scale,
And then
or lowest whole number on the scale. And that's about what battery acid is.
And then like 10 would be like not a lot.
Oh, yeah, because 7 is pretty much neutral. That's water.
Yeah.
And then past that, you get into bases, like the basic side of the pH scale.
Oh.
So here's the interesting thing. Battery acid is a pH of 1. Some of the most sour candies, like the toxic waste candies, are around like a 1.6.
Yeah.
That's nearly 1,000,000 times more acidic than something with a pH of 7, like water.
Oh, yikes.
Kids are getting blisters and holes in their tongues.
How?
Well, because they're burning through their tongues with all the acid in the candies if they eat too many. And your teeth will start to actually dissolve at a pH of 4. So like if you eat a bunch of these things and you keep your saliva sort of, dilutes the acidity a little bit. But if you just had that level of acid in your mouth, it could dissolve your teeth. You'll wear through the enamel. In fact, the dentist in the article said that you shouldn't even brush your teeth immediately after eating some of these candies because the enamel on your teeth might be already worn away. And you could damage your teeth just by brushing them after eating some of these candies.
Oh, this is making my mouth hurt.
Yeah, well, hold on for this. It's not just acid either. It's not just the acidity of the candies. Some toxic waste candies were pulled from the shelves multiple times because they had elevated levels of lead in them, according to NPR.
Lead? Like
Lead.
pencil lead?
Well, yeah, I mean, pencil lead now is graphite, but like lead, the heavy metal that causes brain damage and all sorts of other negative health outcomes.
I heard like if you vape, you get metal in your lungs.
Oh, yeah, that's on the commercials that we watch during wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
There are some additives to vape juice that potentially contain heavy metals, and you could inhale them into your lungs, and that would be very bad.
Is that like the lead?
Yeah, lead's a heavy metal like that. There was, for a long time, there were lead additives to certain things, mostly paints.
Yeah.
Lead makes paint look really, really nice, but also it's very, very bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old story about how, you know what a hatter is, right? Someone who makes hats.
No, but it's pretty explanatory.
It's in the name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hatters make hats. Hatters used to make felt hats. You used to be able to mold those felt and other types of hats into shapes that you would want on your head. And sometimes, according to the old story, the hatters would apply lead to the material that they make the hats out of to make them a little bit more pliable and moldable.
Yeah.
And if the lead was leaching into your skin through the hat and then into your brain, it could make you go crazy, because that's one of the things that lead could potentially do to a person's body. Give them some sort of brain damage. And that's where the phrase mad as a hatter comes from, like the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a story that has gone around. So these candies are famous among kids because of the sort of edgy nature of them. They're sort of challenging. You always want to see who can withstand the more sour candy, but they're also what we would call today TikTok famous. Liz, what's TikTok famous?
It's when you go famous on TikTok.
Okay, so first of all, I am an old person, as you keep telling me on this show.
Yeah.
What is TikTok and what is TikTok famous?
Okay. So TikTok is a social media based app.
Okay.
And basically it started off, I'm going to explain a little bit of TikTok.
Sure, go ahead.
So the backstory, it used to be called Musical.ly.
Musical.ly.
As a lot of people know, except you, I guess. When I was little, my mom actually let me have Musical.ly because at first, Musical.ly was just people dancing, and that was all to it. And then TikTok came out, and it was basically all like ads and people doing crazy stuff, and that's when I had to delete it.
Oh, okay. So it's another social media network.
Basically, yeah.
And this one is mostly like short videos of people doing, whatever.
It's just like little clips of videos.
Okay. Do you remember Vine? That's something that I remember. Vine was a
Yes.
social media network that did like 6-second video clips, something like that.
I remember Vine, but I never had that.
No, I think that was before your time.
Yeah.
So-
well, it was still out when I was alive. It's just I never had it.
Oh, I see. So slime lickers are TikTok famous, and the first place I read that was on the website for a store called Economy Candy. Have you ever heard of Economy Candy?
No, but it's probably candy that is in our economy.
Sort of. So that's similar to the origin of the name. It's this really awesome candy store in New York City. We've been there. I've been there. I don't know if you've ever been there, actually.
I probably have.
So Economy Candy is this huge candy store. It looks like what I think of when I think of a candy store, just giant shelves filled from top to bottom with all these types of candies.
Is it like the M&M store?
It's a little bit different than the M&M store in that it's not specifically branded to M&M's content.
Yeah.
Economy Candy carries just about everything.
Yeah.
What's your favorite candy store?
I like candy, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, we have been to a few good candy stores. There's one in Chester.
Yeah.
That's really nice. It's got a whole bunch of candy in it. There's like a charming little one down on Main Street in Hackettstown that we've been to.
I like that one a lot, actually. They have some stuff. They don't have the best stuff, but they actually do have like older candies, I guess.
And it's laid out really nicely too. Like when I think of a candy store, I think about the candy shop at the beginning of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When Charlie goes into the candy store and there's
what I think of.
Yeah, all those big shelves full of boxes of chocolate bars and big colorful glass jars with jelly beans and other things like that in them. For me, growing up, the sort of the archetypal candy store was called Aunt Charlotte's Candy in Merchantville.
Have I ever had that?
Yeah, those chocolate-covered pretzels that we have on the counter downstairs?
Yes.
Those are from Aunt Charlotte's.
Oh,
And every
nice.
time we go visit Grandma and Grandpa, we bring them candy from Aunt Charlotte's. So economy candy in New York City has been around for a while. It recently celebrated its 85th anniversary.
Yeah.
That's pretty old. That's older than me, right?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean,
Sure.
you're getting pretty close.
Very funny. So economy candy started in the 1930s during the Great Depression. It was just a push cart. Remember last week we talked about those rolling vendor carts for popcorn?
Yes.
So economy candy was a candy push cart that was right outside a shoe and hat repair shop. Hey, we just talked about hat repair.
We talked about Mr. Hatter.
The Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
So there was a hat repair shop in New York City. There was a candy push cart outside, and eventually the guy selling the candy became a little bit more popular than the shoe and hat store because the shoe and hat store couldn't survive the Depression, but people still had like a penny or a nickel to buy candy. And the guy that ran that cart made so much money from the candy store that when he reopened in the shoe and hat store, he called it economy candy because he had created his own economy from this candy. And they've got like more than 2,000 candy items on sale now. They arrange the shelves by decade, so different generations of consumers can go in and look for the candy that they liked when they were little. So if you were like born in the 50s or 60s, you can go to the 50s or 60s shelf and see all the stuff that was there when you were a kid.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's pretty neat.
I wasn't a kid in the 50s and 60s.
I didn't mean specifically you. I meant there are
You
other
said
people.
As a kid, you as a kid.
I meant like the general you,
Oh,
like speaking to the audience, that
Okay.
kind of thing.
okay.
So here we're going to use the word kid again. It really makes you feel like a kid in a candy store. You've heard that expression before, right?
Like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
Bow, Jojo Siwa.
Oh, Jojo Siwa does that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's what I think of when I hear a candy store.
You
I
think of
think-
Jojo Siwa?
No, but I think of her candy store. Like it's full shelves of rainbow.
Jojo Siwa has a candy store?
Well, it's like that.
Was it in a music video or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying she had like a real physical candy store.
No, but if so, it would be in California.
Is that where she lives?
Yeah.
So in economy candy in New York City, there are slime lickers, and they have them prominently displayed right in the front left of the store. They said that during the pandemic, because the candies were so famous on TikTok, they sold thousands and thousands of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, this is the candy store I think of.
Okay.
It's just all rainbows.
Well, no one at home can see that. It's bad radio for you to show me a picture of something on your phone that they can't see.
I know, but I was just explaining to you because they can watch the video separately.
Oh, I see. So you should check out Jojo Siwa's candy store video so that you can see what Alyssa thinks a candy store looks like, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But-
Perfect.
I don't like the music that much.
You don't like the song, you just like the video?
Yeah.
There's probably, well, music videos, I guess, are not, I don't know, are they as popular now as they were when MTV was sort of in its heyday in the 80s and 90s?
It depends if it's a good one.
I guess everybody just watches them on like Vivo on YouTube, right?
But basically what happens is if like someone watches a music video and it goes like, it's a lot of people see it on TikTok,
Were you going to say it goes viral?
it goes viral. And then you go right to the music video. That's what they go. They look it up in the comments and then they click on the link to the video and then they watch the entire video because it went popular on TikTok.
Oh, I see. Well, here's what happened with toxic waste candies and slime lickers. They were so popular that in October of 2021, Candy Dynamics, the company that makes them, partnered up with a marketing company called Surge Brands because they wanted to expand the line of products that they had based on the success of slime lickers. So this is an example of the old phrase, striking while the iron is hot. What do you think that means?
Probably like, well, that just makes me think of like do stuff while it's still warm. Like if you're making candy.
Oh, yeah, like molding the candy while it's still warm and you're mimicking like stretching taffy right now, right?
Yes.
That's interesting. That's pretty good.
Because that's what's going on in TikTok right now.
Yeah, so here's some interesting things that are licensed by Surge Brands. They make toys and games and they base them on mascots like For Toxic Waste. You see that like weird looking yellow cloud on the top of the package?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a yellow slug brain.
Yeah, that is called Mr. Toxiehead. That's the actual mascot of Toxic Waste Candies. Mr. Toxiehead. He is a human mushroom cloud. I can't believe I'm saying this. He is a human mushroom cloud that uses his ultra superpowers to fight against evil.
Really?
Yeah, he was created by a mad scientist named Professor Sour Noggin.
Oh my god.
who created him to fight his archenemy, Dr. Igor Smog, who is an industrialist who does heavy manufacturing and has contributed to tons of toxic waste on the planet.
Oh wow.
So there's like a whole, it's just so dumb. There's
Sour Dog.
Professor Sournoggin, yeah. There is an entire extended universe of characters around toxic waste slime liquor candies. Dr. Igor Smog, Professor Sournoggin, and Mr. Toxyhead.
Yeah.
Now, the president of the company says they're trying to raise awareness of important issues like recycling and disposal of hazardous waste and protecting the water supply. Do you think the kids on TikTok that are super into toxic waste slime liquors are really focused on proper disposal of hazardous waste, Alyssa?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either. But in the partnership with Surge Brands, they're also looking at clothing and apparel and beauty items. Would you wear like Mr. Toxyhead lip gloss, for example?
No.
No, probably not. School supplies, would you have like a Professor Sournoggin pencil case?
No.
They've also partnered with a company called Rasta Impasta, which makes Halloween costumes.
That sounds like Costa lasagna.
It does. It also sounds like slightly insensitive, probably. The Rasta Impasta.
What's that?
Rasta is like a religion, sort of.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, so I think a lot of this is because the company Candy Dynamics had been searching for another hit after toxic waste candies sold well, but toxic waste candies were sort of a viral sensation, but not to the level of slime liquors. And most of the other types of brands that the company had tried to market were discontinued, probably because they had poor sales.
Yeah.
But there was this thing that happened with slime liquors that was called the Sour Challenge, which I think is interesting, Liz, because you said these are not nearly as sour as the toxic waste candies.
They're not.
They're not, but I think they're a little bit easier to eat, and they look more interesting when you're eating them on camera, like if you're making a video.
Yeah.
Like if you're making a video for TikTok.
I feel like also you get like a good amount per serving with this because it's one lick.
Yeah.
Well, you have more than one lick,
Sure.
but it's just you lick it, and then that's like how much you get every time.
So here's what I want to know from you.
Yeah.
Toxic waste slime liquors became popular because of the Sour Challenge on TikTok.
Yes.
What does it mean to you when someone says a challenge on social media? Like, let's do a challenge, or here's the challenge. You remember like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that was very popular?
Oh, yeah. That went around in our school, and our teacher dared me to do it, and I had to make a video of it.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. We did that in the backyard.
Yeah, and you dumped all the ice on my head.
That's
and
right.
It hurt.
Well, it was fun. For me, anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
So what does it mean when you say this is a challenge? Because that's not like, it's not a challenge to stand there and have someone dump ice water on your head. You're not challenged by anything, right?
Well, I was challenged by people.
Oh, you mean like, when you say challenged, you mean like someone dared you to do it?
Yeah.
So that's the aspect of the challenge, not like it's a challenging thing to do or a hard thing to do. It's the challenge is someone said, hey, you do this.
Sort of. Like, it could mean both ways.
Oh, okay.
Like, if someone challenges you to do it, it's like, hey, I dare you to do this, and you have to make a video of it now that I challenged you to it.
So anything that anybody says you should do online is a challenge?
No.
No. No?
No, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. You shouldn't do it. But like if someone says, hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Farglebutt or whatever. This is the Farglebutt challenge.
It was Farglebutt.
I don't know. I'm just making something up.
So if it's like a Farglebutt challenge, well, okay. So we're just going to say that my dad's new name is Farglebutt. So if my dad makes a video and he's like, hey guys, I'm Farglebutt. Welcome back to the Farglebutt channel.
I am
and
not Farglebutt, but go ahead.
this is a Farglebutt challenge that I dare you guys to do. A lot of people are going to do it if it goes viral. And the more people that do it, the more people want to do it, and the more people do it.
But it could be anything, really. So like if I said, yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Farglebutt. The Farglebutt challenge is I challenge you to count to 2. That would be like
1, 2. Yeah!
and then like the air horns would go off and everybody would be like, yo, you did the Farglebutt challenge. Like that.
I guess.
So it can be any dumb thing.
No, but like,
It's not actually challenging. It doesn't actually have to be like physically or mentally challenging or tough to do. It's just, I said do this.
yeah, it's like, I said do this, now go do it. Like-
I don't know if I like that.
But it's like, now people are like crazy enough to jump off bridges.
That's true. I saw that.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, there was a thing that parents used to say to their children, and even
I bet you did that when you were a kid.
I never jumped off a bridge.
Okay.
I don't think.
Dad,
Well, I mean, like, sometimes there were low bridges over bodies of water and people would dive or flip off the bridges. I don't think I ever did, though. I can't remember.
You probably did.
I don't know. Anyway, listen. The thing is, if your friends were doing dumb stuff and they were telling you to do it, and you did it and you got in trouble or something bad happened, parents would usually say to their children, if all your friends were jumping off a bridge, would you do it too? And it's supposed to...
If we go down, then we go down together.
Right. It's supposed to illustrate the fact that, like, just because a large group of people are doing something dumb or because something stupid is popular doesn't mean that you should do the stupid thing because it's popular. Everybody knows that jumping off of a bridge is bad.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't do the thing even though other people are doing it.
So are you trying to tell me not to do that?
Not to do the slime licker challenge? No, I mean, we're going to do it in a minute.
No, jumping off a bridge.
Well, it depends on how high the bridge is and what the water's like underneath.
My dad is the cool one.
I don't know if that's cool. Anyway, listen, the viral success of the slime licker challenge on TikTok meant that you really couldn't find these for a while. Like, they were sold out in stores, even with the normal pandemic scarcity.
You know what's funny, Dad?
What's that?
They actually ended up getting on the news because they were sold out everywhere.
Yeah, Fox 17 in Grand Rapids, Michigan published an interview with a local candy store owner there in June of last year. So,
Yeah.
a little bit more than a year ago.
They were most popular around Christmas last year, I think.
Yep, and this was even in the summer of last year. She was claiming the candy was impossible to keep in stock. She said she got 9 cases of them in, and they sold out immediately. And people were reselling them on secondary markets for like $75 to $100, which is almost twice as much as retail today.
I was looking online, and I think I was like on eBay or something like that because I was looking for a cheap Squishmallow. And
What?
when I was looking, I saw a slime licker still up for $40.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, we just went to Five Below this morning and we got these, both of them. We've got blue raspberry and strawberry, both flavors.
We also got a Duff Beer energy drink.
Yeah, well, that's not for the show. That's just a have.
And that's not for me either.
Anyway, they're not alcoholic. It's just an orange flavored energy drink.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just marketing because it looks like a beer can from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got these.
That's why we bought it.
Yeah, just because it looks cool. These toxic waste slime lickers, you said they look cool. I don't know about that.
They look cool to me.
Anyway, each one was $2.50. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah.
And the toxic waste slime lickers and toxic waste brand products in general from Candy Dynamics had a big presence this year at a thing called the National Confectioners Association Sweets and Snacks Expo of 2022 in Chicago. Liz, what do you think that is?
What?
The Sweets and Snacks Expo.
Probably something like it's like a Sweets and Snacks Expo.
Yeah, what's an expo?
When I think of expo, I think of like a big place with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like a big trade show, like a conference. See, when I think of expo, I think of the Montreal Expos.
When I think of expo, I think of Play Game Expo because it was in a movie that my brother watches.
Is that Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that one?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Player Expo.
Yeah, so an expo is like a big trade show where a bunch of people are all gathered to look at things that are new and exciting in a certain area. And this one was the Sweets and Snacks Expo. So you could find toxic waste slime lickers aside, other treats like, this is interesting, iced coffee flavored Dippin' Dots.
That doesn't sound bad.
No, that'd probably be pretty good. Tomato jerky.
Ew. That's probably just me because I don't like jerky or tomatoes.
And then, Liz.
Yeah.
Pre-packaged, individually wrapped strips of bacon.
Oh.
Like a single piece of bacon individually wrapped.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds good. Kind of wasteful, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
But that sounds pretty, great.
So what was happening, Liz, is that all of the different brands that were there were all targeting TikTok and trying to become TikTok famous. And in fact, the global head of business marketing from TikTok attended the show and spoke at a panel and was trying to show these different brands how they could steer their marketing efforts towards their social network. Because she said that product discovery happens on social media. TikTok has more than 140 million global users that spend about an hour a day, every day interacting with the platform.
Ooh.
So that's a lot of eyes just waiting to find your stuff that you want to sell to people.
And before people start sending in mails saying, I spend 8 hours a day on TikTok, we don't care.
Yeah, but we do believe you. I mean, I've seen people just glued to their phones all day long, doing nothing but scrolling through TikToks and watching the same 4-second video over and over and over and over and over again. And what happens, Liz, is that because of that engagement with the platform, the interaction that they have with TikTok, according to the global head of business marketing for TikTok, TikTok users are 50% more likely to buy products that they see on that site than other consumers.
TikTok. That's all I hear.
If you get it, like if you were seeing nothing but the slime liquor challenge all day, every day,
that's probably what you're gonna ask.
Probably you'll go out and buy it. And in fact, guess what?
What?
We bought toxic waste slime liquors and we're gonna eat them on the show today because you told me, oh, I want these. I saw them on TikTok.
Yeah, but also,
so it worked.
Right now, what's happening is now I want to get these Gatorade pod things because those are going viral on TikTok.
So remember a little while ago when we were just saying maybe you shouldn't jump off a bridge if everyone else is?
Yeah.
Do you think you should get Gatorade pods because everybody on TikTok is?
Yes, they look good. Your lesson is not teaching me anything right now.
I think you might have missed this one, kid.
But I really want to do that. Those do look fun to me.
Anyway, Liz, there is a little bit of novelty actually to toxic waste slime liquors.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It's sort of like an innovative candy. Do you know what a roll-on deodorant is, Liz? Have you ever heard of roll-on deodorant?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Dada.
Yeah.
People, when they were selling out, people were making their own out of roll-on deodorant.
Roll-on deodorant bottles.
They would take out the little rolling ball. They'd plop it out. They would clean it really good. They would leave it in bowls of soap and water, and then they would make their own toxic liquid, and then they would pour it into it, and then they would lick it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty smart, actually. It's probably easy to do. You can buy empty or blank roll-on deodorant bottles, or like you said, you can repurpose ones that you already have. I think the applicators are actually pretty neat, too. The roll-on concept, where you just have a little ball that applies a small amount of whatever liquid product is inside when you roll it over your skin.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, this is exactly the same thing. And in fact, it's the same thing as something that Grandma used to buy for me and my brothers, for your uncles and I, when we were kids. There was this stuff called, what was it called?
Do your research,
They were
Dad.
called, no, I got it. They were called Avon Kids Bath Time Body Paints, right? So this was...
These, I think I know something like that.
Yeah, you think you know something like this?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they were?
So basically, so now, we used to have, do you remember when we used to have, these body paints for the shower?
Yeah, I do.
And we would draw on the bath with them, and then they would just wash right off.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, in fact. And it looks like the slime liquor bottle with the roll-on deodorant applicator. Mm-hmm. But instead inside it had these dyed colorful body paints, and you would use them in the shower.
Is it sort of like dot paint?
It's a little bit like dot paint, but it rolls with the ball, just like in the slime liquors.
Oh.
And so what we would do is you would use these as it was soap, and you would draw the soap all over your body like body paint, or all over the shower or the bathtub, and then it would rinse off in the water. They were actually really fun.
Yeah. Can we get those?
Well, I don't know if they still exist, because here's the thing. Do you know what Avon is?
No.
Okay, so you've never heard of Avon ladies?
No.
Okay, here we go. So think about TikTok now and viral marketing.
Yeah.
Right, which is where you have direct person-to-person contact over a social media, and you use that to spread an idea about something that you want to sell.
Yeah.
Avon is a beauty products company, essentially.
Yeah.
But the way that they sell their products is through what's called direct selling. It's a direct selling enterprise. Mm-hmm. What happens in direct selling is you buy all of your products from a big company, in this case like Avon, and then you sell them directly to your own customers.
Oh.
So you have to make person-to-person contact to sell things. Or another way you can do it is you can have your own representatives, and you sell things to those people who then sell them to customers or to other representatives.
So you can't buy it and just keep it.
Well, you could if you want, but you still have to pay for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You've heard of things like multi-level marketing or pyramid schemes?
Yeah.
Right. Those are derogatory terms for what is essentially a direct selling enterprise. So
Yeah.
Avon was direct selling. So Grandma knew people that sold Avon products, and they'd sell them to her, and then we'd use them in the house. She wasn't buying them from Avon. She was buying them from her friends. And so the idea was your friend wouldn't tell you to buy something that wasn't good or that you shouldn't buy or that wasn't a good deal. So you trusted that person, and then implicitly you trusted the product because of that.
Yeah.
So what does that sound like? Does that sound like maybe what Slime Lickers have done by becoming successful through TikTok?
Yeah.
You trust your friends on the social network. Influencers wouldn't lead you wrong. You want to be like them. You want to like the things that they like. So if they say, yo, let's do the Slime Licker Fargle Butt Challenge, then you would do it.
If they were, yes, my friends and I trusted them.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Tupperware parties?
Nope.
You know, when we go to Grandma and Grandpa's and they have like those plastic containers that they put food in, and they have like lids for them, and the lids close really tightly on them.
Yeah.
Those are like original Tupperware that Grandma had because she would go to Tupperware parties. And that was the same idea. A bunch of people would get together. You would host a social event, and everybody would talk about these products and try to sell them to their friends. That was like TikTok back in the day. TikTok was Avon ladies and Tupperware parties.
Okay.
And now it's sour slime liquor challenges.
Okay.
So Liz,
Yeah.
it's time for my favorite part of the show.
Ugh. The worst part.
The best part. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alyssa reads the ingredients. Go ahead.
Strawberry?
For the strawberry slime liquors. There are two kinds, strawberry and blue raspberry.
So the strawberry one has corn syrup, water, citric acid, artificial flavor, FD&C red, #40.
Oh my God. Number 40.
Oh.
Hashtag.
Hashtag or pound 40.
Number
40.
hashtag.
Lactic acid, malic acid, potassium sorbate, preservative, and sodium benzoate, preservative. And then blue raspberry also has natural flavor in addition to art flavor and blue #1 instead of red #40.
Yeah, so there's not much to these, is there, Liz? This is just sugar and water and some acid and flavoring and some food coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just sugar syrup.
Yeah.
Ugh. I guess we're going to have to do this, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the rules of the game. Are you ready, Liz?
Yeah.
All right. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a King of the Mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. Liz,
Yeah.
our reigning, defending, undisputed champion of snacks is
Movie theater popcorn.
Movie Theater Popcorn. Movie Theater Popcorn defeated the previous champion, I can't believe this, Double Stuffed Oreos, and has been champion for 1 week. And today we have, in this corner, fighting out of Carmel, Indiana,
Slime Lickers.
Liz, do you think Slime Lickers has any chance against popcorn before we try them? I just want to know.
It depends.
Depends?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I guess that's the only right answer, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably
Yeah, I know. Guess what?
not. What? It's for the fun of it, guys.
Yeah, it's for fun. It's a challenge, bro.
It's a challenge, bruh.
It's just a challenge, bro.
It's a challenge from your bruh Finkel snort, bro.
Finkel.
Zingo.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's crunch time.
Crunch time.
Let's we rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun dip.
So snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F. The very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. No one has gotten an S tier rank yet, Liz.
Yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for one serving and is for the undisputed championship of junk food.
Yeah.
All right, let's check them out. You've got.
I want
You want blue raspberry?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I like blue more.
You've got blue raz. I've got strawberry. You said you like the packaging for these.
I don't mind the packaging, actually.
You've got your guy, Mr. Toxie Head, right up on top. Toxic waste in the like stencil font that you would find.
Ooh. I do like how the slime liquor is like slime drooping down.
Yeah, it's pretty gross looking. The word slime liquor looks like they're covered in green slime that's dripping off of the text. And then around the bottom border, there's sort of like the red and black caution tape stylization.
Red and black.
Yellow and black. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were looking at the thing. It's red. He has the red one. I have the blue one.
So the packaging is okay. The look of the candy itself inside, it just you can see it through the like roll-on dispenser. It just looks like sugar water.
You can take the sticker off really easily.
Yeah, mine's red. Yours is blue.
Yeah.
How about smell? Does it actually smell like anything? Let me see.
I personally I can't tell.
So this one, smell the strawberry.
Mine smells different. Smell the cap.
Yeah, blue raspberry it smells a little bit like cotton candy, I think, blue raspberry.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. And strawberry just smells like the very artificial strawberry candy flavor.
Oh, yeah.
There's no real sound to this, I should say. Like, it doesn't sound like anything, obviously, because
It doesn't drip unless you squeeze it. Like, you have to squeeze it for stuff to come out.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's, like, weird.
Yeah, I don't like that very much.
Ew, 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 ew. Like, do you see it?
Yeah, well, that's gross.
We're just we're having fun.
All right, let's try it.
Wait.
Let's see what it tastes like.
You have to lick it a while. You're having a problem. If it doesn't move, you just have to, like, nudge it with your finger.
The applicator on mine is, like, stuck a little bit, but it doesn't matter because it's not very good.
How is it?
Okay, so it's not sour.
Yeah.
I don't know why they said these were sour. It's not sour at all.
I just told you that.
You were right. It tastes like, you know what it tastes like? You know those freeze pops that we get in the summertime? It's just a tube of sugar liquid, and you freeze them, and then you eat them like a little push-up popsicle.
That's what people use for the liquid when they make their own.
Yeah, I can see why, because this just tastes like that, but melted. It probably is exactly the same thing if I had to guess.
Dad, you have to, like, nudge it with your finger to get it to move.
It's rolling, yeah. It's rolling. It's just not...
How is it?
It's fine. It tastes like a melted freeze pop.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good either.
I like it, but it's definitely not winning.
Your tongue is blue.
I know. That's also why I like the blue raspberry one, because it makes my tongue blue.
So I think I've got it. I think I understand now. These are like a fun diversion. It's a thing to just sort of mindlessly mess around with while you're, I don't know, TikToking.
I saved it.
You spilled, of course. All right, what do you think? You want to hit the bliss point?
There's not really a bliss point to this.
Yeah, there's no real bliss point to this. I mean, sugar, fat, and salt, we're just getting sugar. No fat, no salt. It's just, this is pure.
Oh my God. It's literally dripping
This
everywhere.
is just 100% pure sugar.
Mine is dripping everywhere.
I mean, I think that's gross. This is not good.
I like it.
It's
just sugar, though.
There's not much to it. I mean, there's 12 servings in the container. Each serving is a teaspoon, and there's 15 calories in each teaspoon. So this is just water and sugar together. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. What would you say for your rating from sprinkles to Fun Dip?
I'd give it a nice B.
B
minus.
You'd say a B minus?
Yeah.
I'm going with a D plus. I think this is a below average snack. Not very
Dad.
good. It's not so. It says sour rolling liquid candy.
Oh.
Right?
Okay,
it wasn't
so
sour.
It's not sour.
It's not sour at all, which is disappointing because I was all hyped up for this TikTok sour slime liquor challenge.
Yeah, actually, I might bump it down to C because it does say that it's sour, but it's not really sour.
It's not really paying off. I mean, look, let this be a lesson to us. Don't believe everything you see on TikTok, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll say this. There's a lot of utility to social media and social networks for sharing ideas, but not all of those ideas are good.
I'm still going to eat all of it. It doesn't matter. But...
Yeah, well, you can have both of them. The toxic waste slime liquor gets a D plus from me, you said. What?
I'll put it at a C.
I think there's no chance that this thing beats movie theater popcorn.
Yeah,
no way.
There's no way.
So what does that mean?
It didn't win.
Your winner and still reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks, movie theater popcorn for the second week in a row defeats the toxic waste slime liquor. An interesting concept, but not a winner here. You know what, though?
What?
Liz.
Yeah.
We have an Oreo rule invocation.
No.
We do. I'm actually, you know what? I was not excited by this when we found out what they were, because technically this is not a new Oreo. This is a re-release of an existing Oreo. But because the summer's coming to an end, Liz, pumpkin spice Oreos are back.
No.
Pumpkin spice season is here.
I don't like pumpkin spice.
It's spooky season, and that means pumpkin spice everything. I do not like pumpkin spice, and neither do you.
No,
but
I don't.
So here's the idea. I like the way that pumpkin spice smells because it's mostly just cinnamon, really.
I don't really like cinnamon that much. It kind of hurts my throat.
Oh, I see. See, I love cinnamon. I love warming spices and cinnamon. I like the smell of pumpkin spice. I don't like the taste of pumpkin at all. So anything that has pumpkin spice but has real pumpkin in it is not going to be for me. But I'll tell you, Liz.
Yeah.
Here's a pumpkin spice Oreo. I brought one up for you. I opened the package and these actually smelled pretty good. I was very surprised by that.
They smell like a Yankee candle.
They do. They kind of smell like the pumpkin spice candles, but there's a little bit, you can catch the cinnamon, and there's a little bit of maple almost it smells like in here, which is surprising.
I don't really. I smell a little bit of pumpkin.
Yeah, on the package there was a, what was it? There's a slice of pumpkin pie like stylized on the package, and at the top on the crust, the embellishment are like maple leaves, so I think maybe there's a chance that there's some maple flavor in there.
I'm going to take half a bite and then twist it.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, you're making a face. It's not a great face. What do you think? You did a little shimmy there, like a shiver.
Like, no, it tastes like I'm eating a candle.
It tastes like you're eating a candle. All right, let me see.
Oh, you just ate the whole thing. Good luck. I will say, I do like the cookie, though. The cookie tastes good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think these are that bad. I mean, it's a traditional golden Oreo cookie wafer, which is very good. The cream in the middle, the pumpkin spice cream is, I mean, it's mostly inoffensive. I think they smell a little bit stronger than they taste even.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty aggressively colored, though. It's got like that strong, I don't want yours.
I don't want it.
It's got like that strong Oreo orange pumpkin spice cream. It's even kind of dyeing the golden Oreo cookie a little bit, like making it a little bit orange. I don't know. They're not great, but they're not bad either.
I'd give them, if anything, I'd give them a C.
Yeah, I think the most recent ones we did, the Neapolitan Oreos, were a little bit more complex, a little bit deeper flavor, a more interesting application of the different types of things that you can do with an Oreo, like playing with the flavors of the cream and the sizing of the cream and the different types of flavor profiles for the cookies. This one is just, I don't know, it's a rehash of an old one. It's not bad, but it's certainly not going to overtake movie theater popcorn with a sneak attack.
Yeah.
No, I like it better than a slime licker. I think I like most things better than a slime licker. Liz, we have to ask something that we ask every week on this show.
Yeah.
Will it deep fry? Can you deep fry a toxic waste slime licker sour rolling liquid candy?
No way.
Absolutely not. This would be absolutely disgusting. I don't think there's any way to do it.
Well, no, because it's liquid.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen I think the only way you could possibly do it, I saw at a county fair one time, or a state fair maybe it was, someone had made deep fried butter.
Ooh.
Well,
apparently that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be good.
I think really all it was in that case was just some butter that was drizzled into, like melted butter that was drizzled into funnel cake batter. Because usually when you're deep frying something, you're coating it in a funnel cake batter, like if it's a sweet treat. So I guess if you really wanted to, you could pour some of the sour rolling liquid candy from the slime lickers into some funnel cake batter and try that. You'd get maybe a very subtly strawberry or blue raspberry flavored funnel cake.
You know what I was going to say? I was going to say maybe you could pour it into an ice cream almost, regular vanilla ice cream and just deep fry it.
Oh, like a fried ice cream, something like that. Yeah, I guess you could. I mean, I guess there's a number of different ways you could use it as a topping or a flavorant to something that you're going to deep fry anyway.
It probably wouldn't be the best, though.
No, I can't imagine that having that really artificial cotton candy and blue raspberry, strawberry sort of flavor would be any good.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, now I'm grossing myself out by talking about that now. Ugh, no, thank you.
All right, well, let's move on.
Yeah, it's time to check out the Back of the Box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. Liz, would you like to play a little game?
I would love to play a little game, Daddy.
Still creepy. Every week, creepy. Do you know there was an episode of The Simpsons, I think, where Homer...
Maggie.
It wasn't Maggie, it was Lisa. Homer
Really?
was pretending to be Lisa one time, and he was hiding behind a tree or something, and he said, "Daddy, can I have some candy?" And
Daddy,
that's what I
candy.
think. So that's what I think of when I hear your voice when you say that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this week's segment is called Ask an 11-Year-Old.
Ask an 11-year-old.
On Ask an 11-Year-Old, I ask Alyssa to explain something to me that's from a time before she was around. So, Liz,
Yeah.
I mentioned something earlier to you. We talked about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tupperware parties.
Yes.
What do you think a Tupperware party is? There are a lot of your cohort, like Gen Z types on Reddit, that are asking what Tupperware parties are because they saw it on TV on an episode of Mrs. Maisel or something like that. So, without looking at the notes, what do you think a Tupperware party is?
I thought you already asked me this.
I did, and you didn't know. So let's talk through it.
Okay.
First of all, what is Tupperware?
Tupperware is plastic containers.
Yeah, pretty much. They were little plastic rubberized containers that had these things that they called burping seals on them. It was basically a way to make an airtight food storage container.
Is a Tupperware party a party and you just bring a bunch of food in your Tupperware?
You know what? That's kind of what it was.
Really?
Yeah, mostly these were direct selling engagements. It was a way for somebody to host a party at their house where they were going to get everybody together and do the normal social things that they would do, but also have these products available for their friends to buy when they were there. So if you were hosting a Tupperware party, you might say we'll do this potluck style, bring a dish, bring a dip, bring a snack, bring something that you want everybody to eat. We'll have a party, we'll all have some drinks, we'll have some food, And then at the end of it, we'll have all of this Tupperware and you can buy some. And if you buy some, you can take your leftovers home in the Tupperware. It was sort of like a marketing strategy. It was based on this thing called the party plan, a social event.
Did you ever go to a Tupperware party?
No, so kids weren't allowed to go to them. I can't remember ever going to one myself, but I'm sure that grandma went to Tupperware parties. It was a thing that was mostly targeted at housewives, like women that either didn't work out in the normal economy or were staying home or were raising families or things like that.
Yeah.
Mostly those, at that point in time, women were expected to be social planners. And so they would have like social events that were revolving around the things that they were going to normally do anyway. And there was this lady in Florida named Brownie Wise who had this really wide social network. And that was what she would do. She would buy Tupperware direct from the Tupperware company. And then she would host these big parties and she would sell all of this Tupperware. And she was selling more Tupperware than the Tupperware company itself was selling. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, she was actually really famous. She was the first woman that was on the cover of Business Week magazine. And then, later on, Tupperware parties and direct selling via social engagements were criticized for exploiting social pressures in the name of capitalism. Because if somebody invites you to a party at their house, and then they say, by the way, we just hosted this really great party and you had all this fun, you should really buy some of this stuff from me. Won't you feel bad if you don't buy it?
Ugh, I hate people that do that.
Yeah, doesn't that suck? Well, that's kind of how it works. And it worked really well for a really long time. It still works.
That's like what Boy Scouts do.
Oh, because they were trying to sell popcorn to us last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts.
You were here, you were having lots of fun. Wouldn't you just love to buy some popcorn from this cute little chubby face?
Yeah, you know what? It works for Girl Scouts, though, because I buy Girl Scout cookies from all of your friends.
You are obsessed with those cookies.
Oh, they're really good.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's new ones, too. We're going to have to try those out. Yeah, they look like Thin Mints, but they have a raspberry cookie inside instead of a mint cookie.
I do not like raspberry.
Chocolate raspberry, I think, would be pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to try them out. Anyway, Liz.
Yeah.
I had fun today.
I did too.
This was a good show. You taught me a lot about TikTok, which I was pretending not to know much about so that you could explain it to me.
Yeah.
I'm still glad that I don't have a TikTok account.
Well, we have to make one for this.
Oh, yeah. I guess we have one for the show.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I guess like on TikTok, if anything, we would just post like little fun-sized snack reviews.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if we go viral on TikTok, we could make a lot.
You know what? I still don't like the idea of going viral. It seems like something disgusting to me. Like if I said, hey, that ground beef went viral, I wouldn't want to eat it because I would be afraid of getting E. coli, like something like that.
My friend just told me that I'm going to one day burn my hair off from a straightener and I'm going to go on Ellen.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That does not sound like a good idea.
No, I mean, because the Ellen show's over now.
Yeah.
And this show's over as well. Hey, this podcast should reach you in excellent condition, satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfoodpod@gmail.com. Liz?
Yeah.
This podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or wherever you choose to be social and find us at Junk Food Pod. You can stream with us on Twitch, watch fun-sized snack reviews on YouTube, buy merch on TeePublic, and fund us on Patreon at Junk Food Pod for exclusive bites. Catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on ya.
Bye.